Hello, welcome to Love Live Thursday. It has been a week. I wasn't here last week and I missed you guys. And today we're talking all about dun, 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 how to make money with Groupon. It can be done, but you can also lose a whole lot of money with Groupon too. So yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. I did cut my hair. Thank you. I love it. If you don't love it, I don't care. Oh, short hair is fun, right? And if you're thinking short hair, just do it. It's just hair. It grows back. You are brave enough. You do have the cheekbones for it. You can style it. You can do it. It's just hair. Anyway, let's talk about Groupon, all right? All right. Someone's already asking, can I share the Groupon deal that I was talking about with other estheticians? That's what we're doing today. We're talking all about Groupon. So, okay, before we get started, just a little background, I guess. In my personal business, I did try Groupon once. I found for me, after doing my due diligence, trying it out as an experiment, I was like, yeah, this isn't for me. This isn't for my business. It wasn't worth my time. But I want to share my thoughts, my experience. Also, you should know, and you should be doing this as a solo esthetician, as a solo entrepreneur, you should be continually investing in your education and your trainings. And so over the years, I've done a ton of trainings on Groupon, as well as consulted with other estheticians who have used Groupon to their success. And so I'm going to share what they have said, as well as some of my experience. So before we get started, understanding how Groupon works, or other deal sites in general, but I'll use Groupon as the framework. With Groupon, you have to provide a 50% discount on your service. Okay, so if you say that you're going to put up a Groupon for your $100 facial that on your website you sell for $100, you need to sell it on Groupon for $50. Now, from that $50, Groupon will give you 50% of that. So you're going to make $25. So again, $100 facial, Groupon sells for $50, you pocket $25. That's how Groupon usually works. There are some exceptions. That's how it usually works. And that's the business model that a lot of other deal sites copy and follow that. So that is our base knowledge we're working with. Okay. So before we go into how to make money with Groupon, let's talk about how you can definitely lose money with Groupon. And this is unfortunately what I see happening most of the time, because we all know how Groupon works. Groupon and Yelp, good God, they've got the same business tactics, which is to just hound you nonstop. They find out that you're a solo esthetician and it's like, let's call you every single week. Let's send you emails. Let's do this. You need to be doing this. And unfortunately, their sales reps are just about getting accounts with people. And it's not about teaching those accounts how to best utilize the deal, or how to actually make money off of it. So a lot of solo estheticians out there end up losing a tremendous amount of money because they don't really understand the game that they're playing. Now, if you know me, I'm all about everything we're doing is we're playing a game. Business is just a game. And as with any game, you have to understand the rules of the game if you want to have any shot of winning the game. That's just how it works. And if you're in Profit on Purpose, you know exactly what I'm talking about, because that's what I teach you. I teach you the rules of the game of your solo esthetician business. DM me if you're interested to learn more. So the rules of the game with Groupon, number one, you have to run your numbers. Like I said, $100 service, sell for $50, you pocket $25. You have to run your numbers, first of all, to make sure that you're just not going to be losing money straight out of the gate. I know some of you that have procedures, that have treatments that require a lot of service supplies. There's absolutely a scenario where you could sell a Groupon and immediately you're losing money. Like if you do hydrofacials or, oh gosh, what's it called? Diamond Glow, I think it's called. I've seen some of the service supply costs on that. And if you have like $100 facial, that again, Groupon sells for 50, you pocket 25, but your service supplies are like 35 and up on those treatments, you just lost money. Like you are losing $10 every hour that you're performing those. So you have to run the numbers. You have to run the numbers on what you're providing to make sure that, like, I would really like you to make money, like even if it's a few dollars, but at the absolute bare minimum, break even. I do not like that as an option. I want you to at least make a teeny tiny bit of money just to, like, cover some like overhead expenses, not just your retail, your service supplies, but just, factor that in. Side note, do you know what your hourly overhead is? It'd be good to know. I show you how to do that in Profit on Purpose. Anyway, number two way that you definitely waste your time and money with Groupon is you're not, it's kind of like running your numbers on the service. You're not looking at your schedule. You're not looking at your availability, and you don't cap how many deals can be sold. So you sell like 500 deals, but then what happens is, your books are then filled for months with Groupons, where if you haven't run your numbers, you actually might be losing money for those 5 months, for those 3 months or whatever that you're having to actually take in and see those, those Groupon clients. So, you want to make sure you really look at what your availability is and how many people you could actually accommodate. And then the number 3 way, and this is honestly, I think the biggest way you lose money trying Groupon, is you don't have a follow-up strategy. You don't have a follow-up marketing strategy for when those Groupon clients walk through the door. Okay, so then how do you actually make money with Groupon? The first thing is to remember that Groupon is all about client acquisition. It's not about making money in that transaction. It's about your ability to get in front of new potential clients. Because again, how do we build a dependable income? We build a dependable clientele that's going to come in to see us every single month after month after month. That's how we can build an income that we can depend on. Like, if you start every month thinking, oh gosh, who's going to come in? Where am I going to find clients? That's a very scary place to be in. But if you start the month and you're thinking like, oh, great, I get to see Susie, I get to see Joan, I get to see, this person and that person, you've got your clientele where, like, yes, they are coming in every single month. That's how you build to 6 figures, multiple 6 figures. Honestly, like, I know everyone wants to be a 10K esthetician, but why are you stopping there? You can easily become a 42K esthetician per month. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. It is possible. Anyway. All right. So, Groupon is not about the money you're making in that transaction. It's about having new people walk through the door and converting them into monthly clients. Now, I know you might be thinking, wait, Groupon people are just deal seekers. To a certain extent, I agree with you. I'm not saying this is the strategy I endorse. I am not saying this is the strategy I think that works the best. Nope, not at all. But it came up in office hours this week on Monday for Profit on Purpose. So with my course, Profit on Purpose, every single week I am in office hours Mondays at 1 p.m. Pacific time, where it's an open Zoom. And so if you're a member of Profit on Purpose or a member of the Academy, you just come in and ask your questions. And this was a question that came up. And so this is my feedback on how to deal with Groupon. I think there are other ways to better build your business. But hey, if you want to do it, I want to give you some pointers so you don't totally blow it. Okay. So Yeah, your Groupon people, they are going to be deal seekers, but that doesn't mean that it doesn't mean you can't find your soulmate client in the mix there. They're probably going to be showing up in a much lower percentage than if you tried a different marketing strategy that was more targeted towards finding your soulmate client. But it still exists. They're still out there. And let's be honest, if you are incredible at what you do, you will retain clients no matter what. And so if someone gets in on a Groupon and you end up being OMG amazing, you're going to do just fine. You're going to do just fine. So always, skill trumps everything else. If you're really good at what you do, you will have no problems. That is my ultimate business advice for every solo esthetician out there every single day. Be really good at what you do in every facet and arena of being an entrepreneur and being an esthetician and being a solo esthetician. Knock it out of the park in every domain. You will do just fine. You will do just fine. Okay. So this is about client acquisition. This is about getting a new client through the door. And then you have to knock their socks off and then follow up with them. Follow up. Because the worst thing you can do with a Groupon is the person comes in with their Groupon, you do the service, you say, thanks. And that's it. Why did you even do the Groupon? If that's how you're going to do it, why do you even do it? It's such a wasted opportunity. Okay, so number two way to make money here. So again, you're remembering this is about client acquisition, not about immediate sales. Number two, what we alluded to before is you have to run your numbers. You have to know what can you afford, what's going to be reasonable. So you have to look at what service are you offering, and just number one, if you take that service, what's 25% of that service? That's how much you're going to pocket from Groupon at the end of the day. Ask yourself, number one, is this a net zero situation? Am I just breaking even here, or am I going to make some money on this? And if you do run the numbers and you're like, wait a minute, I'm not going to be able to cover my service costs if I, sell it for this much. That's nope, don't do it. Don't do it. So you have to run your numbers. Again, you have to run your numbers and figure out how many of those you can sell and not go under. But you also just need to make sure that you're selling something that makes sense. So waxing is a great way to run a Groupon, because your service supplies are pretty low. I would not be selling your service that costs the most, or how do I say this? I would not be selling the service that where your service supplies are the most for that. I would probably look at, what do you make the most money? What do you profit most from? There we go. That's what I'm trying to say. What is your most profitable service? And do that. Something to start with. Okay, so run your numbers. Okay, but the thing is, you have to follow it up with a follow-up deal. You have to. Now, I know some of you are saying, a follow-up deal? I just gave them a really good deal. I know. And again, this is why I don't love Groupon, and I don't love this as a strategy. But if you're going to do it, you got to do it right. These are deal seekers. Remember, they came in because of Groupon. They came in because it was a 50% discount. These are deal seekers. So if you go in and you freaking knock their socks off, still not everyone's going to rebook and become one of your clients. So you could have it be your strategy where you just you do the Groupon, you provide a killer service, and then you go I'm gonna pitch every single one of these to book one of these clients to book for next month, and be I hope it works. But the reality is these are deal seekers and they might not. So I would follow up with a follow-up deal. An easy one you can do is you offer your own Groupon immediately. So I'm so glad you came in for this facial. Your skin's looking amazing. You're going to look even better the more that you continue to care for your skin. And so I want to offer you my own personal deal for you. Like, thank you so much for finding me on Groupon. I'll give you my own personal Groupon. And if you prepay today for next month, I will give it to you at the Groupon rate. Now, again, it's a 50% discount, but you have just earned twice as much. Because remember, from Groupon, you only made 25%. If you give your own Groupon, you'll make 50%. It's 50%. It sucks. It's not 100%, but it's better than 25%. Okay. So that's like your second step to like retain a customer. So those people that were already like, OMG, this person is amazing. I freaking love them. I'm going to come back. If they're already thinking that by the end of the facial, and then you offer them the 50%, done deal, done. They're in, done. But it's also going to convert some of those people that are like on the fence, and it'll still get you some more deal seekers. Are these ideal clients? Probably not, but there is always a diamond in the rough. You will always find a diamond in the rough. Okay, so you sell that. The thing is, you prepay it. They have to prepay it, just like a Groupon. You got to prepay that and then book them immediately. And then after that, then I would have another follow-up. I wouldn't necessarily give them a deal, but I would be like, I'm so glad you came in these 2 times. Imagine what your skin is going to look like after a full season of seeing me. So let's get you in for that next month. And you know what? I offer a membership. Or you can say, I offer package deals or whatever. You know, that's like when you throw in your like last one, like your existing ongoing kind of deal kind of thing. That's where you hit them up for that. You have to have the follow-up deal. You have to. So, okay, we talked about doing that, like you do your own Groupon. Okay, you could do that. But immediately from that Groupon, you don't have to do that. You could immediately go into like, hey, so glad you found me on Groupon. 1 facial is awesome, but a full season with me is like, that's when you really notice all the big differences in your skin. So I'd love to offer you a season of skincare with me for this price. You know, you've got 1 facial, let's do 2 more, figure out whatever makes sense, deal wise to do that package. Or you can create your own custom package where it's like, hey, you got started. These are the products I recommend for you, but I also recommend monthly facials, and let's see how amazing your skin looks like after a season. So if you buy all these products and you get these 2 more facials, I'll give you this % discount, whatever. Like, you just got to like get creative, come up with something, a 10% off on your products and, whatever on the facials, prepaid. Run the numbers, do something that makes sense for you, your philosophy, your clients, your lifestyle, all of that. Have the follow-up offer. The other way is if you have that membership, that's you sell them into the membership after the Groupon, you sell them into the membership. If you have a membership, I highly recommend having a discount on products. And that's the way that I got people into memberships time and time again. That first time, they're getting a full recommendation of products. And usually it's an arsenal, it's a lineup. It can be a little like clutch your pearls moment. But when I can follow up and say like, you know what, I offer a discount. I offer a membership to my clients as a reward for taking care of their skin the way that I recommend. So my members get 10% off of products and they get 15% off of their monthly facial. If you sign up for next month, like if you sign up to have your membership run next month, then I will extend that 10% discount on products to your purchase today. Now, of course, my membership has, a 3-month commitment and whatnot. So people aren't going to just sign up to get the discount and cancel. If they did, there's a penalty for that, and I will recoup all of my loss on that. No problem. Make sure you CYA at all times. Cover your ass. So that's another way. What else? I'm looking at my notes right here. I always have to take notes. Oh, speaking of that, I've decided because I take so many. I always I don't go into anything blindly. Like I take notes. And so I was thinking, do you want to see my notes? If you are interested after every Love Live Thursday for me to just like send off my notes and like what my thoughts were for the day, I will have this look way more elegant next time. But if you want that, send me a DM on Instagram. just like send me your email address and I'll put your email into the system and I'll like shoot off my notes Thursday after I do my live. So if you're interested in that, DM me. Next week, I'll have, a nice pretty link that I'm sure Tammy will have to make for me. Of like, just go to the link and enter in your email address. But for now, just DM me and I'll send you my notes. I'm happy to do that. Okay. So then the other thing is, I should mention, if you're already in POP or the Academy, I got you. Like I've already got your email. Like I'll just send it out. No problem. Okay. So lastly, to punctuate this point of you have to have a follow-up deal for your Groupon clients is immediately after they come in, follow up with a thank you. So that can just be a cute, like just a nice little email, a text. If you fancy and you want that luxury clientele, send a handwritten note. It goes a long way, trust me. Just like, thank you. Like, thank you so much. I'm so glad to have met you. I can't wait to see the difference we make in fill in the blank, whatever you talked about or dealt with, whatever. Maybe you send them a couple business cards in there that have your referral program information, something like that. Maybe you have a sticker, like a little decal, something. You do that. And then for everybody, and then for those people that did not take you up on a follow-up offer immediately after their treatment, facial, waxing, lashes, whatever you're doing, in 4 weeks, follow up with all of those people and offer them a sweet, but not quite as sweet as the original offer you gave them deal. You'll still get some people. You won't get everyone, but you'll still get some people. Follow up is the icing on the cake. Follow up is what puts you in a completely different category from every other esthetician out there. It's really easy to see a client and to say bye. It takes a lot of effort and a lot of chutzpah to like actually get out there and be proactive. So to reach out to people, to remember them, to, remember what you talked about or what their concerns are, to send the follow-up, to send the little note, all of those things. It sets you apart. So do it. Okay. And the last note I had here, I've already said it, but I'm going to say it again, is be really good at what you do. If someone goes in, let's say for a Brazilian, if someone comes in for a Brazilian, they get their half price, you get your quarter price in profit, and you're like, they've had better. It's not terrible, but they've had better. They won't come back to you. Why would they? So you have to be really, really, really good at what you do. That is like the end all be all formula for being successful as a solo esthetician. Be really, 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 really good at what you do. Like that's it. Like that is the long and the short of it. So I want to know what questions you have because those are my notes. I will be honest. I don't love Groupon. I am not even advocating that you do Groupon. I would prefer you do something else, but some of you really, really want to do Groupon. And so if you're going to do it, please do it in a sane and rational way where you do have good odds of, retaining clients. Because again, with Groupon, you're not going to make money. So your goal should not be to make money immediately in that transaction. Your goal is to gain monthly loyal clients. So that should be the strategy from the very start. So to recap, make sure you run your numbers, make sure you're offering something so you're not immediately losing money every time that comes in. Make sure that you're only selling an amount that you can actually accommodate. Have a follow-up deal. It's a waste of time if you don't. And then be really good at what you do so all those people come on back. You want them to come back. So be really good at what you do. So, okay, what questions do you have? Please let me know. I will look in both places. Okay, it sounds like you guys like this idea of notes. DM me your email. I will send you notes. Let me scroll through over here on Insta. Hola desde España. Bienvenidos. Hola. Michelle's here. Hey, Michelle. Thank you. I'm glad you like my hair. So Michelle's course in the Academy launched on Monday. Oh, dude, you have no idea. Let me take a moment. You have no idea how lucky you guys are. In the Academy, Michelle Evans. Michelle Evans is a veteran esthetician. She is a cosmetic chemist that is formulated for skincare lines that you all know and love. And she's now a nurse practitioner working in urgent care, meaning she's a doctor. It's a stupid rule with like nurse practitioners. You can't call them doctors, but they're doctors. She has her doctorate. And she is here teaching all about cosmetic chemistry, skin structure, all of the things. But the best part is she's in office hours every month. So you get to go in and ask all of your questions like, OMG, I've got this client with this condition. I've tried these treatments. I've tried these products. Nothing's working. What do I do? And she'll be like, I got you. Have you tried this? Have you done this? You should do this. Or you're going to show up and be like, hey, I've got this product right here and it did like crazy stuff to my client. What happened? Or, anyway, it goes on and on and on. Like the Academy I love the Academy because it's on-demand education for all the things you need to know to be like a kick-ass solo esthetician. Like why are we stopping at 10K a month as a solo esthetician? Like, hello, why not 20, 30, 42? That's $500,000 a year if you want to know. You can get there. You just need the right people in your corner, coaching you, teaching you, pushing you in that direction. And so that's what the Academy is. It's me teaching you the nuts and bolts of how to actually play the game of being a solo esthetician and then win the motherfucking game. Like, why play if you're not playing to win? Like, come on. Anyway, then it's Matt Ahart with Money with Matt teaching you all about finances, how to make money, save money, grow money. And then he's in office hours too, where you can go and ask all of your personalized questions. Then we've got coming in, we've got Jane. Of course, I'm going to have Jane come in. Are you kidding? Of course she's coming in and she's teaching you how to make mega money with waxing. But it's like, it does not stop there. We have so many people coming into the Academy. There is like, we're never stopping. Like that is the point. Like we are never stopping. We will continue to add experts and titans of the industry and until we die. Like that is our business plan. We are just adding more people to help you hit all of your goals. To look, being a solo esthetician is freaking hard. It's so hard. And you don't have any coworkers. You don't have someone like a boss mentoring you, telling you how to do better, how to make more money, how to become a better esthetician, how to deal with certain things where you're like, ooh, I don't know what to do. This is the village that you need to be a part of so that we can surround you and support you in your endeavors. Because look, those of us in the Academy, instructors, we have been there, done that. And we want to help you get there too, because it's not like, oh, this is like something only I can do. No, you can do it too. You just need the right team around you, supporting you and coaching you all the way through. So it is a monthly membership. So you can come in, come out as you need. But when you come in and stay for a year, you get a humongous discount after a year on your monthly tuition. And if you use the code LOVE at checkout, you get $25 off your first month. So if you're interested, go to the link in my bio to join. If you have questions, hit me up in DMs. But like, oh, seriously, it's amazing. And then to answer Blanca's question, Michelle is a crazy busy lady. Like all those things I also mentioned, like over the weekend, she also became a captain in the Air National Guard. So she is like one busy lady. So her course is dripping out. She comes in, we film a little bit, we put it up. She comes in, we film a little bit, we put it up. So she and I are, we are filming her next drip on the 17th. My editor is crazy quick at getting stuff ready. So I'm thinking by the end of the month, we can have more. This is like how we're going to operate. So like some of our instructors, like that's how we're going to have to do it, of like we drip. And then there's people like me and Matt, we're like, boom, we do the whole thing. And Jane, when she comes in next month, we do the whole damn thing. But it never stops. Anyway, hi, Michelle. Okay, I'm looking more at questions. Someone says, welcome to the short-haired girl club. I'm a card carrying member. This is not my first rodeo, not even my second or third rodeo. Like my a couple of years ago, when I turned 40, a year and a half ago, I'm not going to age myself. When I turned 40, my husband made this like montage video of like pictures of me throughout the years, and like when I was a like baby all the way to like 40. And like one of the things, or a couple of things that I noticed, but the one thing that I really noticed is my hair, like it's changing all the time. And it was fun to watch. I think once I hit around 18, it's like, oh God, every few months my hair was different. I love changing it up. And my hair grows so fast. I've never been afraid to like cut it, because it's like, it's going to grow back so fast. Anyway. Says, you're making me want to cut mine. Do it. It's just hair. It grows back. You only live once. Oh man, Tammy is messaging me on another thing. I saw the first line and that's it, Tammy. All right. Again, what are your questions? Ooh, yeah. One person said, I've lost a lot with Groupon. Unfortunately, that's how it can go a lot of times. Without a solid plan, you can lose a lot. Again, Groupon's not like my favorite. I'm not necessarily advocating that you do this, but if you do it, just do it smart. Okay, what is the best price for someone with 30 years experience and using some machines? Prices for a facial? Well, I will say I have 20 years of experience. I'm really good. If you think I'm cocky for saying that, I would encourage you to maybe look at your own skills. I think that all of you should have that level of confidence in what you do. I'm very confident in what I do. I also know what I'm not good at, though. Anyway, so I would not go into the treatment room myself for anything less than $350 an hour. But I've worked my way up here, and I started at $50 an hour. So I don't know. It depends on you, your skills, your area. That's the other thing. I'm in the Silicon Valley. Like, I don't know, if I was in a town of 100 people, I don't think I could get away with charging that. Maybe you could. But you got to know your area. You got to know your skills. There's a whole lot that factors into it. And also there's just sort of like, well, try it. Your audience will let you know. I mean, this is also part of what you learn in Profit on Purpose, is how to analyze your data. So everything, all of your numbers tell you something. And so that's one of the things, like if your client retention is abysmal, like anything less than 50%, because look, 50%, that's chance. Like that's like roll of the dice. 50% is like roll of the dice. So if your retention is 50%, like that's rolling the dice. Like, anyway, so if your retention is less than 50%, like you're not good enough. Sorry, that's harsh. You're not good enough. But the data is telling you something. So either it's telling you two things. Most likely you're not good enough. And so the good news there is you can improve your skills. That is what education exists for. That's what like the academy exists for. Like join the academy, improve your actual skills, improve your business skills, improve your technical skills, like get better. If your retention is low, you need to get better. But the other possible thing it could be is that you are overpriced. Because there is this like, it's like this titration at all times of like, what's your skill and what can you charge? Like, I know for my skill, if I was charging $100 an hour for a facial, I would be fully booked in like 2 days. Like, because the value would be so much further beyond through, what that $100. I think I'm worth $350 an hour. That number isn't just like like, oh, I want to make as much as I can. Well, I do, but it's not coming from a place of like, how can I, bilk someone, or how can I hoodwink someone into giving me more money? It's like, no, like I have the skills to back that up. Not everyone is going to understand that, but for the right person, they're going to realize like, oh yeah, yep, yeah, you're worth it. So it's like this titration though of like finding where's your skill and like how much can you charge for that. And if your retention is low, either you're not good enough or you're charging too much. Like, for example, me at the beginning of my career, if I charged $350, my retention would have been incredibly low. If anyone even came in, like, come on, let's be honest. It would, like, people would have come in and they would have been like, that was fine, but that was not $350. Now, when I started, I charged $50. So I went for the opposite tactic, which was I knew I was better than $50. I was brand new, so I wasn't that much better than $50. But and this was 20 years ago. So like I actually it was $55. Let me not undersell myself. But I was coming from a spa, a high-end, very nice spa in Los Altos, which if you're not from the Bay Area, you don't know that means that's a very hoity-toity rich city. And they were charging $95 for a facial. So I thought, okay, $55. Okay, that was reasonable. Anyway, but the point is, they came in for that $55 facial. The value so far exceeded that. I mean, remember, I was coming from a $95 facial, so at least I was worth $95. So my retention was off the charts. That was part of the plan. I wanted that monthly dependable income. And I knew that I could increase my rates slowly over time to be worth what I was actually worth. But also I could increase my skills so that I could increase my price even more over time, which is exactly what I did, which is exactly how within a year and a half, I was making six figures as a 24-year-old at that point, having started my first business. Anyway, marketing tactics and strategy. The long story short, I don't know what you should be charging. And that is a question that you will have to figure out for yourself. But hopefully those things to think about will help you in figuring that out for yourself. All right. Next question. Live for Aesthetics says, this is the first live of yours I've watched, and I'm really glad I came. Thank you for all the valuable info. You are very welcome. Should you scale your prices on Groupon? Interesting. Maybe. I mean, what you shouldn't do, even though this is like the first place my brain went to, is like, I wonder if I could just change the prices on my website when I did Groupon to inflate them so that I could say if I had $100 facial, then just like while I did Groupon, I sold it for $180. So then I was getting they were selling it for $90 and I was getting $45. No, like that's so conniving and like sneaky and slimy. Like, no, but maybe you do it like after you raise prices and then immediately do a Groupon. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. I don't know. Sorry.
Skin Boss says, Michelle's info is awesome. I love all the stuff Matt shared in his course. That is a plug for the Academy. Again, you're missing out. You're missing out. Someone is asking, love that energy. How much is the Academy? The Academy is $250 a month. We are adding new courses and instructors every month. And again, this is like the crown jewel, I think, is your ability to come into office hours. Where else can, for one price, you get access to all of these experts' office hours and come in with your personalized questions and get personalized answers? Like, for example, Matt, it's tax time. Like, taxes were just due, whatever. And if you come in and be like, this one, it was so hard this year, I didn't know like how to put this in or do that. Like, he can walk you through it. Like, literally, you can screen share even and show him your stuff and be like, what, this line right here, what the heck is that? What do I do? I don't know. Or, you have very personalized like financial questions. Like, I've got a kid and I've got, an existing 401k from a previous job, and I do this and I want to save for like college, but I also want to save for like, an investment property, or I don't know, whatever. He can walk you through all of that. He's also a lawyer. He's non-practicing, but like, oh my God, to have Matt Ahart in your back pocket. You have no idea how lucky you are. Anyway, and so, yeah. So the Academy, it's a monthly membership. So that is a monthly fee. You are free to cancel at any time. But come on, guys, just be nice and honest about this. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk. Like, you have to cancel before you get charged, like before your charge date. You just have to cancel before that. Like, come on. If you missed your cancel date and you got charged, you've got an extra month of help and support. Like, you can't do you can't go and say that was a fraudulent charge. Like, let me tell you, you're not going to win. And that's just mean. That's just mean. That is for any one of you guys out there that has complained about, a client being annoyed about your cancellation policy or disputing a charge for your cancellation policy. You're doing the same thing. But anyway, we have terms and conditions, and the law is on our side. Sorry, that was like super mean and whatever, but it's like the honest truth of what we're having to deal with. It's me and Tammy here. That's it. It's me and Tammy. We are providing so much for you guys. We love you so much. And if you want to cancel, just cancel on time. Like, don't dispute the charge. Come on, just be a rational adult. I'm telling you, doing business in 2023 kind of sucks sometimes, and this is one of them. Even with solo estheticians that know better. Karma's a bitch, though. That's all I'm gonna say. Oh, but I will say, after you've been with the Academy for a year, we do a huge price reduction. So come in, come out, stay for a year, get a huge ass discount. But also, here's the thing. I know that right now in the Academy, we don't have like a massive amount of courses and educators like we will in a year from now. But the other side of that too is membership is still ramping up. So your access to all of these experts is like off the charts. Like, I know how Profit on Purpose ramped up for me. And so right now, when you get in, you could literally have like an hour of these educators' time to yourself in office hours. For $250 a month, you could have access to all of these you guys, like, remember how I just said that like I would not go into the treatment room for anything less than $350 an hour? That's low compared to like the consulting fee of some of the people that are in the Academy. So just remember that. Just remember that. It's a great offer, an opportunity, and it's only going to get better. Okay. Would love to see Sonia, the Skin Lady, in the Academy. I don't know Sonia, the Skin Lady, but let me write that down. Sonia, the Skin Lady. What does she do? Yeah, any requests you have on topics or educators, let me know, and we'll try to work some magic. We'll see. Oh, thank you, Tammy, for getting that. And the discount, use the code LOVE when you sign up, and it's $25 off your first month. Bam. Okay, soft aesthetics. How do you know what you're worth an hour, though?
Mm. I think some of that starts with you just got to start and feel into it. So you got to start. So for me, again, I started $55 an hour. Again, I knew I was worth more than that at the time, but that was a growth strategy for me. That was a marketing strategy for me. And then you have to follow the data that your business gives you. Again, looking at your retention ratios. If you are, 70% and above with your retention ratio, meaning that for every 10 new clients that come in to see you, 7 of them become monthly regulars immediately after that. My retention was 80%. That's really good. 80%. And I will be honest, I didn't have a ton of new clients coming in. In my pipeline, my client acquisition pipeline, I didn't have a ton of new clients coming in, but I didn't have to because my retention is so good. And with all of my employees, it was so good that like there was an 80% chance that that new client was going to come in and stay in our system, stay a monthly regular client. We were fully booked. Like we couldn't accommodate a whole ton of new clients, but we also didn't need to. Anyway, so look at your retention. What's your retention like? If you are at an 80% retention, like maybe you should be increasing your price. You need to look at what is your education, like what are you bringing to the table? Like just look at a resume, like think of it as a resume, and like someone that has done extensive training is more valuable than someone that doesn't. The more education you have, the more valuable you are. Hello, the academy, like hello, like education is valuable. Education is what allows you to provide better results. It's what allows you to make more money. So what education do you have? What results can you dependably produce? Like if you can do a facial and like someone's like, oh, that was relaxing, but like you're not actually making real results happen, anyone can do that. I mean, just, riding home on the bus from your facial to the house, that can be relaxing. I'd fall asleep. So if someone falls asleep, that's not a good measure of how effective you are as an esthetician, in my humble opinion. What results are you providing? And then there is a certain part of this, which is your mindset. Because I will say for me, there was definitely a time in my career where I did not have the self-confidence to raise my prices, to charge what I was worth. So yeah, there was definitely a large part of my career where I could have been making more money, but like for whatever reason, I was stuck in my head about like, I don't know. So that it's a mental game too. Yeah, there's no hard and fast answer to that. Sorry. It's like it's a combination of all those things. I think to a certain extent, it's just like how much are you willing to push that leading edge forward of like, how much can I charge? How much can I charge? Like I have this game. I know definitively I will never be back in the treatment room. My health just can't accommodate it. I can't do it. That's okay, because I actually much prefer what I'm doing now than being in the treatment room. Like it'd be fun every now and then, but like, oh my God, watching you guys go out there and kill it, like to watch you go from like, oh, I'm really struggling, to then you sending me DMs like, I just had my first 10K month and I think next month I can do 12. That lights me the fuck up. Like just like doing a facial on a rich person to make them feel like that much better about themselves. It's not that rewarding. This is so freaking rewarding. it's so rewarding. I lost my train of thought. Why am I saying all this crap?
Yeah. What was the question again? No, we're still on doing what you're worth.
Oh, I remember now. I remember. That being said, I do have this game that I play in my head, which is I want to be able to charge $1,000 for a facial. And then like I play this game of like what would be in $1,000 facial? What would it look like? And then the ultimate question is, could that be an hour-long facial? Could I charge $1,000 an hour for a facial? I don't know that I could today. I'm not saying I could, but like the game I play is what would it take for that to happen? Because I do believe that there could be a point where I could. So it's a game.
It's a game. Got to figure it out. Got to do trial and error. And I don't know. All right. When you say improve skills, what areas would you say?
All of them. So your actual like hands-on skills. How good are you at producing results in the skin? How good are you at waxing? Do you get every damn little hair, or do you leave a bunch? Do you have breakage when you wax? Are people getting all of the above? Like with your lash extensions, do they look good? Do they last? Do people complain about stuff? Like your technical skills, are your technical skills good? Like what are your interpersonal skills? Like are you good with people? Do you know how to engage with people? What are your marketing skills? How good are you at this client acquisition process? Like how, what are your marketing skills? Business skills, just like even I have seen this happen where you can have a luxury business where you can be fully booked. You can have tons of money coming in, but if you don't understand how business operates, you can still be like not making money. I have seen it happen personally where solo estheticians are making multiple six figures of revenue, but their profit is like nothing. So, how good are you at the actual business to make money? Being a good entrepreneur means how much profit can you make? Not just how much money can you make, how much revenue can you make? How much profit can you make? And then what is your work-life balance like? Are you like some of the skills of being an entrepreneur are knowing how to like have a life and like how to turn business off so you don't burn out. Burnout is a huge passion topic of mine because I've been there, done that multiple times, and it freaking sucks. Like, cool, you can build a lucrative business, but if you like kill yourself in the process, who cares? So yeah, all of the above. And again, that's what I created the academy for. It's the business skills, it's the interpersonal skills, it's the forward thinking skills, and it's the technical skills too. We're going a little hard and fast on business skills first, as opposed to technical, but it's all of the above. Reason I ask because Groupon didn't go on my website. Oh, that was from asking before about pricing and whatnot. They just asked me for a price list. I don't know. I'm a very honest person. Like, never ask me for my feedback if you don't want to hear it. Like, if you're not willing to hear like a negative, I just can't lie. I don't lie. I don't. And so I don't know. I just personally wouldn't do that. That would be like lying to me. That's just me. Says, I saw you had a few, hi, I saw you on a few months ago. I think you had a package, I'm not sure, for $90 a month. Can you talk about that one? Thank you. Oh, are you just talking about Profit on Purpose? So that's my course I created. You can still purchase if you just want to do Profit on Purpose. You can do that. It is on my website. It's $120 a month, or you could bump up to the Academy for $250 and then gain access to everyone's courses and office hours. But if you want just me, it's $120 a month.
It's Profit on Purpose, and it's on my website, soloestheticianlove.com. Thank you for hair comments. Thank you. Thank you. Looking for more questions. Okay, I think I'm at the end of my questions there. Oh, wait, there's one more in here, I think. Okay, someone is saying best marketing when opening in July and nobody. This is going to seem like the hugest plug for Profit on Purpose, and maybe it is, but like join Profit on Purpose. Like there's so much to it. Like I can't, this is not a simple answer of just like, oh, I'll just like, post once a day and use this hashtag and like, no problem. No, there's so much more to it. And like, honestly, if you're opening in 2 months and you don't know anybody, I'm afraid for you because being an entrepreneur is about finding clients first and foremost. If you just wanted to do your craft, if you just wanted to be an amazing esthetician and not worry about finding clients, marketing, all of that, you would go work for someone. But when you sign up to be a solo esthetician, you sign up to be an entrepreneur first. And so that means finding clients. And if you don't have any clue where you're going to find clients and you open in 2 months, I'm nervous for you. So I walk you through in Profit on Purpose exactly how your business makes money, how to play the game of making money as a solo esthetician. And part of that is knowing exactly who your soulmate client is. Because if you're thinking like, I'm an esthetician, my ideal client is anyone with skin, no, you're wrong, and you will not succeed. Nope, it's not going to work. You need to know exactly who you want to serve, why you want to serve them, how you want to serve them. And then once you know all of that, you can go out there and find them. But until you know that information, it's like you're just like with a megaphone, like screaming into the Grand Canyon, like, hey, I do skin. Who's gonna come in for that? So wait one sec. Sorry. So you have to know these things. And you have to get out in front of them and find them. So for some people, that might be social media, how you find them. Social media is really hard. I'll be the first person to tell you, I have to use social media for my business. I have to. I think I'm decent at it, but it's really hard and it's so much trial and error. And I think that for most people, other forms of marketing are much more effective. That being said, if you're excellent at it, you're already seeing success at it, you really like it, keep going. If you aren't or you don't, you would be much better off finding a form of word of mouth marketing that will work for you and your business and your clientele. Okay, so the other point in all of this that I want to make is you are just starting your business. Congratulations. Like this is a huge honor. Like this is a huge crossroads in your life. And I want it to work out for you. And I want you to remember that this is your business. You get to choose everything. I think so many times when we are starting our businesses, and even when we're in our businesses for a long time and they're just not as successful as we want them to be, it's like you get into this like lack mentality, this like frenzy of like, oh my God, I need anyone who will pay me. That is my client. If that is the energy you bring to your business, again, your business that you get to choose every damn thing about, you will end up creating a business that you don't like. Because you're going to have people that you don't necessarily want as your clients, but they pay you, so you're stuck with them. Or you find you're doing services that like you don't really like, but you keep doing them because people are coming in for them and paying you. You're using products that maybe you don't love, but again, you keep using them because people are buying them and paying you. And so like, I really want to remind you, like, no, this is your business. Like if you have a very niche concept or like a very specific philosophy that you're like worried, like, oh man, maybe this is too narrow, I'm not going to find people. Like, no, it's perfect. The more you are 100% authentic to like what lights you up,
what you want to do, the easier it will be to find the people that want to like link arms with you and like skip down this road of your business forever. So figure out who's the kind of person that you want to spend your days with. When you build a business, what you're building is how are you going to live your day-to-day life 5 days a week or however often you work. Like, who are the kinds of people that you want coming in the door? What are the conversations you want to talk about? What do you want your life to be like? While it's all conceptual, you really forget that you're working towards this point in your career where it runs on autopilot. So when your business is running on autopilot, what does that look like? What do you want that to look like? And then backwards engineer it. That's it. So if you want to just work with, super hippie, crunchy granola moms that, want to use like morning dew and unicorn tears and have like, have a spiritual experience during their facial, fuck yeah, do it. If you want to have like a super results oriented, aggressive, like people come in and then they need to like put on a hat and glasses because they're so like red and such an aggressive treatment. They need to go like hide from the world for a week. But then in a week, they're like the phoenix rising from the ashes. Fucking do it. Whatever you want to do it. And own it 100%. Build your dream lifestyle. Build your dream clientele. But you have to build it. If you want to know how to build it, join POP or join the academy because that's what I teach you. And then if you still don't get it, come to my office hours and I'll walk you through it. One of my favorite things to do in office hours, FYI, I love helping people figure out who their soulmate client actually is. I love it. It's one of my special talents. I'm a projector in human design. I see systems. I see like the whole big picture of something. So when people come in and like they tell me like bits and pieces and snippets, and I look at their website and I hear about what their marketing strategy's been or this and that, and I just like I see it all. I'm like, I can tell you exactly what to do. Like I see it all. I'm really good. Just ask Jane. Like I've helped her make so much money. Good God, I've helped her make so much money. It's just my talent. I just see it. I see it. I literally, for years, I said to my husband, I need to build a business where I can just like give people ideas and tell them how to, make more money so they can take my ideas and run with them. Because I have a bazillion ideas. I don't want to do them. I just want to like give them to the world. So like, come get my ideas, take them. I'm one person and I have chronic illness. I can't do everything. So come take my ideas. It's my zone of genius. I love helping people figure out their soulmate client. Okay, moving on to the next question. All right. Hey, Sid. Sid says, honestly, this is good. 2 facials for access to this. Highly interested and a tax write-off. Thank you for making that point. Tammy reminds me this all the time, and I always forget to mention it. This is a tax write-off. So you get to write off the academy on your taxes. What does that mean? When you write something off, you don't get it for free. It's not like in Schitt's Creek. It's a write-off. It's a write-off. It's a write-off. It means you don't have to pay taxes on that income. So in a lot of ways, it's like you're getting it for like 30% off because you can put it on your taxes. But also, yes, it's the price of like 2 facials for some of you. For me, it's less than a price of a facial with me. It's like, anyway, but yes, thank you, Sydney. That is absolutely. Also, if you should follow Sid, your.sdsthi.sid. She has fantastic education out there for high histamine skin responses, sensitive skin. She and I deal with a lot of the same skin stuff, and she's creating some excellent content around it to educate you. You could also educate your clients too, but probably you need some education around there. Go follow her. She's doing some great stuff. All right. How do you find the right bank for your business? Okay. This 2 things to really look at. Just what are the terms? And so this is like a quick Google search. Like you can search, best bank for entrepreneur, best bank for solo entrepreneur. Tons of people do these like comparisons. Then the other thing is your access. Like what's going to be the easiest for you to access? You know, luckily with my business, like I'm not taking cash, so I don't technically need a brick and mortar bank. I do have one though, because it ended up being like the best terms for me, and it's close to my house and whatnot. But those are the two things, like proximity, and then just like what are the best terms. I never ever ever want to pay for a bank account. Get out of here. Pay for a bank account. So you can find that. And then like in terms of just like a bank account, checking account, like there's not really much to look for other than that. Like what can you get for free? So you don't want to have to pay for it. Meh, nope. Don't pay for your bank account. See if they can do any like good deals. Like some banks will do a deal. Like if they package for you your bank account and like a credit card, you can get some good stuff. Where you'll want to do more comparison shopping is for a business savings account, which you may or may not need. So like if you plan to invest, like if you want to like grow or expand, like if you're holding on to money in your account, like you're not just paying yourself all of that, you'll want to put that into a savings account so you can earn interest on it until you're ready to use it. You know, like, you know, I did a couple renovations at my spa. Okay. So like, I'm not going to pay for that personally. I'm going to pay for that from the business. So I was like, you know, keeping some money in an account, having it earn interest until I was ready to do the renovation. If you're saving up for a piece of equipment, same thing. So your checking account, like there's nothing all that special to that. Just make sure you're not paying for it. Like that's so lame. And then if you need to make big investments into your business, then look into a savings account and go for your best terms on that. And again, these are like Google searches, very easy Google searches. People are doing all of this footwork for you. Just go find it. Okay. Walk-in salon or by appointment only. Which one do you prefer and recommend? It depends on what stage you are in your business and like where you're at. You know, when I started and I had tons of free time, as we all do when we start a business. Yeah, of course I took walk-ins. You know, I would be there on site. If it was business hours, I was there on site, whether or not I had clients, because I was hoping for walk-ins. And I was where I started, I was in a position where I could have walk-ins. So I started by renting a room. It was a cool situation. It was a place where the front half was like a beauty supply store, like for consumer facing. The back side was a salon that had 5 hairstylists and 1 esthetician room. So it was great for me. And I got tons of walk-in clients, you know, from the hairstylists where, you know, it was like, oh, do you have time to do an eyebrow wax? Of course I do. Or like in the storefront, I walked around that storefront and I listened to every hair rep that came in so I could recommend all the hair products. And then I would be like, you know, I'm actually the esthetician here. Let me give you my card and blah, blah, blah. Oh my God. I was, you know, trying anyway. But then when I moved and expanded into a spa, I was fully booked. Like I didn't need walk-in clientele. And so it actually really at that point threw me off when every now and then I get someone walking in, because my location where I was in downtown Saratoga. Again, if you don't know the Bay Area, that doesn't mean anything. That's a small, very affluent town, right? Just a step outside of San Jose. Like I was in San Jose when I started. I moved up literally 1 mile down the road, same road, into Saratoga. Anyway, and my building, it was long and skinny and perpendicular to the street. So if this was the street, this was the building, and I was the 3rd suite back. So I didn't get a lot of walk-in traffic, which was fine because I was fully booked and I didn't need it. And frankly, when someone would walk in and be like, oh, I was just walking by, I wanted to see it, I would be like, be like, okay, cool. But like, I don't have time to talk to you. Like I'm checking this person out. I got to turn over my room, blah, blah, blah. Like, and I don't have time to even see you for 3 months. So anyway, it just depends on where you're at with your client availability The other thing, I did not have a receptionist, even as a spa. I did not have a receptionist. So being in a very high foot traffic area would have been kind of dangerous, I think, for me. So, you know, all things to consider. There's no one right answer here, but things to consider. Yep.
All right. That might have been the last question.
Okay, that's the last question there. Let me just take a look at YouTube. Yes, Blanca. Yes, Blanca says almost 3 years ago started at $50 for her facial. Now my average facial is $195. Yes. Everything you just said about pricing is so true. Pop helped me so much. Love that. And love you, Blanca. Yes, that is exactly it. And Blanca also says office hours is like a one-on-one coach, but with an audience. That's exactly it. So it's a group Zoom. And what we do is like you get into the group and you raise your hand, you know, down at the bottom, there's like little reactions button, you push that, raise hand. And that lets us know, the instructor, we know how many people want to chat. So we can like, you know, judge our time. And then the other people, there's a lot of people that show up just to kind of listen. And I get that so much. Like that's how I love doing that myself. I'm an observer. I love going and listening because when you go, even if you don't have a particular question yourself, you always learn from other people. Either someone that's like further down the road from you, so you're like, oh, when I get there, now I know what to do. Or there's someone who asks a question that's like, that's not my situation, but that actually is kind of similar in some way. So like, yeah, I could use that this way. And then also what always happens is learning from the other solo estheticians in the room where like someone's explaining how they do something or like what their setup or process is. And then the other solo estheticians in the room are like, oh, that's good. Like, oh, I could use that. And oh God, that's what I love. And the beauty of like all of this is we're all over the globe, literally. You know, members of POP and of the Academy are coming from all over the world. So this is not your competition next door. This is not your Solos suite mate, you know, next door who you're nervous about like stealing all your secrets or whatever. I'm going to cough. You know, it's, you know, I believe in community over competition. And at the same time, like, no, like I'm not going to give like my actual direct competition. I'm not going to give them all of my secrets. But hey, if I'm here in San Jose and you're in Germany, yeah, take them. Who cares? Take them.
So anyway, Zlux Beauty says, that's me. When I'm listening, I'm learning.
That's right. That's right. I learned from you guys too. There have been times when I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I just learned that. Like that. Thank you. All right. I think that might be all of the comments. Let me look through here again. Blanca says, Jess gives raw and real opinions and answers. This is one reason I stay. No sugarcoating, but truth. You know, this is, okay, personal moment here. Real talk. This is something that like I love and hate about myself. Sometimes I come on too hard. And so if you were there on Monday, I did come on with the Groupon talk. I came on a little hard and I felt really bad about it afterwards. But it's like, it all comes from love. It comes from love because I want you to do really well. Like I want you to go out there and freaking kill it. Like I want you to make all of your dreams come true. I want you to go on to Instagram and say, I am living the dream. I am living the dream. I am living what I prayed for. Like it has come true. I want you to be there because you can. And so sometimes when I say things, I get really heated and I get, for being such an emotional person, I get completely devoid of emotion. And I'm just like, this is facts. This is data. We have to talk about the facts and data and it doesn't make sense and blah, blah, blah. I can get hard. I know I can. I know I can. And so I'm learning to like reel it in. I'm learning to be kinder. It's funny. I say this all the time. Jane, look, she's so scrappy and she looks so like, oh God, even though she's like 2 feet tall, she could beat me up. Like I would, all money is on her. Like I'm afraid of her. She could like verbally, she could annihilate me. She could like, she does boxing. She could knock me out. But she's actually so much nicer than me. Like she's so nice. So nice. I'm learning to be nicer. I am. I'm just cynical. That's the honest truth. I'm a cynical, sarcastic person. I can't help it. Anyway, this went off in a direction I didn't expect it to go. All right, that's it for now. Again, if you want my notes from today, from today's live, just DM me. It's your email. Next week, I'll have a nice, pretty form I can send you to where you can put it in. But if you want me to send you notes from today's live, DM me with your email address, and I will send that out later today. Maybe tomorrow. Let's be honest. Sometime very soon, I will save it. Thank you for the love about my hair. I'm seeing those come in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I think that's it. All right. Bye, guys. Bye, YouTube.